I feel in the face of all the problems in the world impotent, and why I somehow cannot manage to transform I. Now here we get to the real problem, because we're always telling each other that we should be different. Now, I'm not going to tell you that tonight. Why not? Because I know you can't. Nor can I. That may sound depressing, but I'll tell you it isn't. It's very hard. But everybody, you see, who is at all sensitive and awake to their own problems and human problems is trying to change himself. We know we can't change the world unless we change ourselves. So when we are aware of the ego I, we are aware of this chronic tension inside ourselves. And that's not us. It's a futile tension. So when we get the illusion, the image of ourselves, married to a futile tension, you've got an illusion married to a futility. And then you wonder why I can't do anything.
Well, good morning, everybody. Welcome to today's live stream. Hopefully we can get some discernible information off this chart. And I'm actually going to use the 4 hour today just so we can get a little bit more of a macro perspective here. And no further ado. Okay, so we're going to use the 4 hour today, lowest resolution, just so we can get a more macro perspective of this uptrend. Why it's been so damn troubling. Okay. So we have two longest overextended periods. One is 300 and one is 110. So we're going to load both those periods up and take a look how it looks. Okay. 110 and 300. Okay. So I'm actually also curious what it looks like on... Well, I'll start loading it. Mean version of A, because I want to see what exact period it tracks on the 4 hour chart. Okay. And while we're waiting for that to load, let's just identify these pivots here. And do forgive me, I actually believe this reading is incorrect. Yeah, the higher... Okay, I remember why I don't use the higher resolution for the moment. Okay. So we're actually going to do it on the 2 hour. Right, sometimes when you use a lower resolution reading on 3D Wave PM, things can get a little funky. So there we go. If we go on a lower time frame, hopefully we'll get more accurate result. Here it's 500, but we also had the loading of our longest overexpanded period on mean reversion MA. So we're going to take a look at that. So we technically consider this an activation of the mean reversion condition. And, well, it turns out we got trend continuation instead. And that's where the problem comes in, right? Since that trend continuation, well, it stopped us out, even though the condition is still technically active. We would, in theory, be waiting for the CCI roll down, which would be a 50 period on the CCI, which has occurred twice now. Yeah, we got short signals, and I'm going to zoom into this so you guys can see what I'm talking about. We have short signals here and here. So we were, then this is the most two recent times I've called shorts, is once at this location and once at this location, because those two locations were both areas where we had the confirmation CCI roll down into the implied mean reversion condition, right? So I stopped out of both those trades, and now it's more of just me sitting in tether, right? Because we're really sitting hard on the greater fool fallacy here, where we have really poor fundamentals at this time, yet prices continuously pushed up. Why? Well, one of the best theories I've heard so far is, when was the last time you saw this hard of selling pressure on altcoins where almost every coin has seen minus 10% a day, all while Bitcoin's in an uptrend? When was the last time that happened? Never to this degree. So one theory I'm rather fond of is Bitfinex realizes they are hurting, right? They're missing money. So what do? Well, they print $850 million of Tether to cover their losses. All right, but that doesn't do anything for them just yet. So what do? They buy the Bitcoin on their own exchange, right? This is why Bitcoin saw a significant price divergence. They pushed Bitcoin's price up artificially because they needed Bitcoin. So what do? They take their Bitcoin and they buy altcoins. And then they transfer those altcoins to fiat exchanges and then dump those altcoins as hard as they can, $850 million worth in theory, just across the board on all their holdings. And what does this do for them? Well, they generate fiat out of thin air, right? They artificially raise the price on their own exchange by buying $850 million worth of Bitcoin, and then use that to sell alts on fiat exchanges to generate capital out of thin air. And this explains both price movements. It explains why there has been a sustained low volume upward trend on Bitcoin. And it also explains why every single alt is seeing minus 16, 14, 8, 9, 13, 11% down today. And this downtrend has been consistent across the board. Like, this renewed selling pressure is, I don't want to say unprecedented, because the selling pressure at the beginning of the crash pattern was pretty significant as well. But my God, there's no way you're making money longing alts this month, at least from what we've seen so far. And I have been shorting an altcoin, and honestly, that's been my saving grace this month, where we just have such strong downward pressure on Bitcoin, or on altcoins, as a result to this odd move in Bitcoin's price action. So let's actually talk about this 4-hour chart. And I know everybody's looking at this huge bearish order block right across through there. It does make you wonder. You know what I actually haven't checked? I haven't checked the longest overexpanded period on this mass generation on the daily. So we might be able to get something good here. Let's check it out. You know, it's just such an exhausted trend. And while we still do have implied downward mean reversion conditions, the profit ratios for them have become so awful that it's hard to justify re-entering them despite the signals keep on firing. It's getting a little ridiculous. And then 160 is the other longest over expanded period. So beautiful. Okay, so let's just point this out. So we have the activation of this condition, right? And it implies reversion to this mean. And that condition still has not been nullified. Because every time our 160 period CCI rolls down here, here, and I'm assuming here, it's another short signal. And I'm just going to keep on shorting it until it actually fires. And I keep on stopping out of the trade. And I'm kind of just breaking even this month because of my Litecoin short, and I keep on stopping out of Bitcoin trades. Right, but I'm here for the profit ratio. When this signal finally hits properly, I'm going to make far more than I lost doing this. So, I just got to be patient on this chart at this point. Okay, folks. That's all I have to say about Bitcoin. Have a beautiful day. Okay. Some good old saltiness. William H., how you doing, my brother? This is the same dude, eh? Oh, it's getting tiring. All right, hide user on this channel. So, thank you for your patience. Come on, dude. Find something else better to do with your time. Yeah, we're going to check out Ethereum, and we're also going to check out Litecoin. Because Litecoin's been doing pretty well. Let's talk about that first. Right? So, on Bitcoin, we've stopped out by 3% 3 times in a row, right? And for those 3 trades we lost. Right, guys? It's really easy to cherry pick losing trades. My win rate is less than 50%. And sure, I could boost my win rate to 70%, but you would need to settle. Or if you want to have a little loss, a little loss, a little loss, a big win, that's the best way to do the market. Okay? As far as ETHUSD goes, I am inclined to consider this just a lot of lateral noise. I do want to say there is a short-term mean reversion pivot on the 120 period, so I'm going to pull that up for you. Oh, nice, 120. So we're going to get lateral trading as defined by this period right here, where we have the activation of the mean reversion condition, test of the mean, test of the top, and just, again, lateral trading by that period. So if we test the top value before this goes below a 0.7 value, you might be able to get a really nice short-term short there. Just this incredibly bearish altcoin market is pretty appealing. The next time we see a green day on altcoins, I am going to call another short on maybe ADA, ETH, EOS, really just any major altcoin that's liquid with short options available on a multitude of exchanges. Okay? Let's go ahead and check out Litecoin as well. Okay. Jonathan Barbeau says, you took his lunch money, internet tough guy. Humorous. Curvis says, I make more Litecoin short than losing Bitcoin short. Free Fall by Tom Petty. Free Falling by Tom Petty. Because I'm free falling. Oh god, I just remember there's music over this and I'm out of tune. You lucked out. You're not getting any more of my singing this month. God, everything is so red. You know, I'm actually a little annoyed. I actually closed out half my Litecoin position after like 3%. I would have made like twice as much. It's a bummer. Okay. Great Day says, let's have a look on chart alts BTC. When BTC started falling from 20K. I don't really know what you mean by that. I'm sorry, I just took up way too big of a bite of my tree bar. But I just finished it, so you're in luck. Great Day says, is it worth to keep adding to Litecoin short, leveling up leverage, and taking extra Bitcoin, which was in trade, and adding more? Did I? I did. My bad. Let's pop this back out, shall we? Pop out chat. There you go. Great Day says, is it worth to keep at? Oh yeah, I remember now. Is it worth continuing to short Litecoin? Yes. You just want to use quad CCI to gain entry on the 4 hour. Oh my god, this downtrend is so strong. It's exciting stuff. Anyway. Yeah, you just want the 14 period roll down. That'll be pretty effective into getting re-entry into the Bitcoin position. Okay. Curva says, analysis on XRP chart, what I post premium channel, and the weekly 14 CCI roll up. Okay. Okay. So, I guess you're just looking for the 14 period CCI rollup. Okay. Well, let's draw them out. 1, 2. Hey man, yeah, if you want to take just default setting indicators, long positions. I would have treated you pretty well. Sure, Curva. Let's set an alarm for that. It might work out. So we want to take a look at... Okay, plot value. We want crossing up the negative 100 value. Okay, and then we'll just do a tentative XRP long, right? That could work out. You know, Wave PM implies net downward expansion, and it's kind of the case. So, sure, when it rolls up, might take it, but it's just gonna... It's probably gonna take a while. A few more weeks. But sure, if we want to try to catch that bottom, that might work out. Yeah, I just want to point out this downtrend, like from the looks of it. Right, that was a 61% drawdown here, and we entered here, or here, if you will. Guys, I'm still predicting a 50% drawdown on Litecoin, like total. And it's going to be a really profitable week, or next few months, let's say that. All right, guys. Okay. Why don't you guys ask me about more coins to look at? Yeah? I'd like to hear what you have for me. Well, I'm going to be honest, pretty much everything's just in an aggressive downtrend except Bitcoin. So... Like, every single one of these charts is bearish. XMR and rep, let's check it out. An aggressive, active downtrend, but you are tying the 3.2. I don't like to bet against these huge downtrends. Curvis says TRX still free falling. I'm actually pretty annoyed about that. I'm going to show you why. I'm so annoyed my contract expired. Here it is. Alright, just watch this. And looking at my old chart template, it just kills me. Okay. So we shorted at 6.13. Let's just hit play. Come on. Okay, I guess we just gotta copy the link. Come on, bad boy. Okay, well, let's just do it manually. March 5th, 2019 is where we entered our short. Our stop loss was 629. Let's pull it up. PRX BTC. Okay, March. Jesus. Okay, we shorted right here. Okay, and our stop loss was 629. My God. Like, we caught the exact swing high, and then our contract expired here. And, you know, I'm actually... on the spreadsheet, I'm actually going to have to put the profit as 12% instead of 40%. And I'm just fuming about that. So much missed opportunity there. Like, even if it's the last few days, man, 10% today. It's a 10% drawdown on TRX today. I'll take a look at rep as well. I mean, everything is just in such a strong, active downtrend, it's hard for me to call anything. Like, what am I supposed to do with this? You don't want to buy something because it's oversold right now. You have, let's call it a rising wedge on Bitcoin, right? So Bitcoin is in a tightening upward range. Actually, you know what? Let's use the breakout pattern. Look at this trend line. Like, whoever predicts that we break upward from a rising wedge. It's just offensive to look at. Ah, yes. Well, their bias was short. My bias was short. Oh, Jonathan Barbeau says I should have said short on XMR and rep. Yeah, man, you just want to look for the quad CCI roll down. All right, as soon as you get that roll down, you're going to be golden. All right, you just bet on trend continuation, which honestly probably would have treated us really well if we chose to do that on Bitcoin. I admit. Yeah. We had the quad CCI and we had the mean inversion, and I am biased towards mean inversions. And it turns out the quad CCI was correct and the mean inversions weren't. Yeah, that's part of the game. Sometimes you're wrong, sometimes you stop out. But anyway, we could have caught a short, or I'm sorry, we could have caught longs here, 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 and here. Okay. Well, man, I just didn't predict it to be a trending market. And then, of course, here's the thing, guys. Hindsight's 2020. It's now quite obvious that this has been a trending market, and then you can point to the tool that's defined to take advantage of trending markets and saying, oh, wow, that was so much better. But, yeah, I guess I was wrong. We had the active mean reversion condition, and then price went into a parabola. It's improbable. All right, friends. Get your final questions in. I want to hear what you have to say. Tell me what you need. Yeah, hey, who here wants to be a moderator? That sounds fun. Probably Curva. Hey, Curva, you want to be a mod? This market is getting increasingly euphoric, despite the constant FUD. It's pretty bizarre. I actually wanted to point. I'm going to record another Trading View idea because Curva does not want to be a mod. Okay, good man. All right, I'm going to show you something cool. On the weekly chart, okay? And we're just going to set our indicators back to defaults. So, I just realized I can do this. Hold on. Well, no, the side-by-side is going to be better anyway, so let's do it. Okay, when you have these kind of logarithmic growth functions, it's pretty generally accepted that each completed cycle is going to take longer than the next. Right, you can see this on coins like Facebook pretty well. On stocks like Facebook, where we have the logarithmic curve increasing price, and each high and low cycle increasingly grows in required time to complete. So let's do it from the exact top to where we go below the weekly 50 on each example here. Okay, this one was 259 days. That's how long it took. And on this one, it took 168. It's actually faster the second time. It's pretty cool. Okay, so let's measure from the top to the test of the weekly 200. Okay, 413 days over here. 364 days. Goodness gracious. Is it true that the current crash pattern is playing out faster than the previous crash pattern? 600 days to the test below the weekly 200, weekly 50. 500 days below the week. Wow. I I just made a huge assumption and I was totally wrong. Like 100% absolutely totally wrong. So, do we have any theories as to why our current crash pattern is completing faster than our previous crash pattern? That's not a rhetorical question. I'm honestly curious as to why our current crash pattern has happened faster than our old crash pattern. Right? Like, if we look at the logarithmic chart, okay, watch this. People like to draw these cycles on Bitcoin. I've never used the curvy lines before, but where's the curve option, eh? Dunno. Oh well. Anyway, I'll just draw it in. Right. So we have. God, that's awful. Where we have this huge parabolic move, or just like so. And then the first cycle, in theory, should happen quickly. The second cycle should take even longer. And the third cycle should take even longer. Let's take a look at from the swing highs to the swing lows. 93%, 81%, 84%. Ooh-wee. It's pretty bizarre. Is anyone really expecting higher highs at this point? Well, one thing we can do is look at 3D Wave PM and our compression periods. I think this is going to be the most relevant way to look at this. You're going to like this. And I actually have a theory on the Facebook stock as well, so we're going to look at that. Amazon might actually be more fruitful. We'll check both. Anyway, we have these huge periods of expansion followed by these huge periods of compression, followed by a huge period of expansion, followed by, in theory, an even longer period of compression. So it would be pretty bizarre for us to start getting higher highs at this time. Anyway, I don't think Facebook is going to work. Yeah. I spilled my water. Ugh. Hold on. Very nice. I needed to clean that counter anyway. Okay. Try Amazon. Nice. And we're looking at this logarithmically. Goodness gracious, what a trending market. What's this button do? Never used it. Oh, it does data for dividends. Okay. Well, okay, I don't think I want to make the analogy. It's fine. I'm satisfied with this. It's a little bizarre when we're getting all these periods of compression around price. I'm pretty sure Cat with Charts added a new template, so I'm going to do something. Just going to let up Bollinger Band Meow Mix. We're going to switch this to this bad boy. Okay. So this should be informative, in theory. And we're going to look at the BLX chart again. So, here's what I'm hoping to point out. And logarithmic might break everything, but we're going to try it anyway. So, actually, I think it just dramatically exaggerates the values, and I think that's going to be good enough. So, after every significant move, we see a period of compression, which follows by a period of expansion, where you see like these bands getting really wide. And if I zoom out a bit, you can actually see it down here, where this has to fully expand for price to trend. And then the compression, well, that just leads to the tight range of lateral trading, right? And when you start getting that compression, that's, well, healthy consolidation, returning the market to a state of potential energy. And, well, how do we define the start of a next bull trend? Well, pretty simply, through the expansion of all our distributions again, right? When every period starts expanding in the same direction once more, that results in significant trend. And, well, what happens when we start seeing compression of every period? Well, that's, again, consolidation. So it's a little bizarre to try to expect the start of a new bull trend when we haven't finished our period of compression, okay? That's what I've been trying to say. All right, folks, today's live stream has been fun. I'll talk to you all tomorrow at 1 p.m. MST. Stay safe, don't over leverage, and best of luck to you. See you guys later.